fiscal position. Can you imagine that we had a leader of the opposition who spoke for about 2.5 hours and did not refer once to the budget statement or to the estimates? I want to repeat that. That the leader of the opposition in the House of Parliament here in Antigua and Barbuda spoke for 2.5 hours and it did not refer to one line in the budget estimates or to any policy issue in the budget statement. It was just a whole heap of noise and all of the idle chatter that they moved from the radio programs right into the parliament. And it tells me that the UPP seriously lacks capacity. When you have a leader of the opposition who cannot pick up a budget estimate or budget statement for that matter, and to look at it and to dissect it and to come up with alternative programs and alternative budget, then it tells me that they're not ready for governance. Even Harry Lovely himself, he is the de facto leader. I mean, the leader of the UPP, maybe de facto leader of opposition doing that in parliament, because I presume that he's the one who's providing support to Pringle. But he too is just so weak that you're not getting any substance coming out of Pringle through Lovell. And Lovell himself has not put up a proper defense or let's say an offense against the budget.
Agree.
In fact, all Harold has done is to just rubbish it and that's it. He has not gone through the various aspects and say, well, you know what? The primary deficit is too large, or there should have been a primary surplus. Here's how we would have cut expenditure. This is how we would have increased revenue. I don't know if you all recall, that when we were in opposition over a 10-year period, every budget debate, I was there with my, what do you call the thing there? I was there with my projector screen. Have all my charts and different graphs and doing all my analysis and explain to the people of Antigua and Barbuda, going behind the numbers that they presented and exposing them, showing them how they wasted public resources on investigative fees and other frivolous expenditure, and telling the people of Antigua and Barbuda how we would raise alternative revenues, how we will eliminate personal income tax and the compensatory mechanism to ensure that we recover the $50 million in personal income tax that we would have given up. And then I would have had policy issues covering practically every single sector in the country's economy. Why we can't get that type of discourse coming from the opposition? Why at every level for them, it has to be a dumbing down level about cursing? And I do accept that, okay, there's a little cursing needed in politics, fine. There's a little ridicule and so on. But when you have a 2.5 hour statement that is so vacuous, that really has absolutely no content, that a man just regurgitating himself and saying things that, really may sound okay to the ordinary person, but when you examine them, they make no sense. I give you a case in point. He said, for example, that we should have suspended the payment of Social Security to give relief to people. Now, if we suspended those payments, what will happen to the payment of pensioners? You understand how stupid that statement is? It sounded good. The average man who heard it may have felt, oh, he probably cares. Recognizing that at the end of the day, it was just a nonsensical statement. It made no sense. Here's a situation in which the ratio of contributors are now about 3-1, when it should be about 10-1. And this man is now telling us that we should compound the problem by giving some relief, telling people, hey, look, you don't have to pay Social Security payments in the next year. Or two. What sense does that make? These are the kind of people that we will have run our country when they can't even, understand the basic principles associated with the budget, when they come with these nonsensical arguments.